It's been a while since I updated this Let's Play, so welcome back to Let's Play Pokémon White. Now, when you go to the toll booth north of Opelucid after beating the last gym, you're gonna hear that there's a big storm on Route 7, so we're expected to go and do something about it. So Route 7 is the one that is just north of Mr. Altano, and it's spring, by the way, since we're now in the month of January, for all the sense that makes. Now, I've already explained how seasons work in this game, I'm not going to do it again. So yeah, we're going to have to head over to Route 7. About halfway through Route 7, there's a house, if you remember, it was the one where when we passed in front of it the first time, my mom called me on the X-transceiver to do or say absolutely nothing, and holy shit, that's a lot of rain. I really gotta pay attention to where I'm going because I can't really see all that well, which is weird considering it's just a game, but it really does feel like I'm driving through a snowstorm or something. So, what you're supposed to do is head to this house here, and this old lady here is going to let me come into her house for a spell, just for the time for the storm to pass, and we, of course, are going to learn about the origin of this storm. It's, of course, Thundurus, as I think I have mentioned before. Of course, if you're playing Pokemon Black, it's going to be Tornadus instead, so, yeah, moral of the story, don't play Pokemon Black. But all joking aside, I don't know if I have mentioned this before in my Wind Waker Let's Play, but Zephos and Cyclos from Wind Waker, they are based on the same mythical creatures as Tornadus and Thundurus, so pretty interesting idea for Pokemon there. Of course, Tornadus and Thundurus hardly look like frogs, but they're still the same basic idea. Spirits riding on clouds and stuff like that. So, yeah, wherever Tornadus and Thundurus go, massive storms are in their wake, so if you want to catch Tornadus and Thundurus, the idea is to go and actively look for these huge-ass storms that I don't think can be, I don't think they can occur in the game in any other situation, and would you look at that? It's Thundurus himself, of course. Unfortunately, he's a runner, so we won't get to face him, or, well, it. I usually refer to Pokemon as it, so it sort of slipped up there. So, yeah, this huge storm Thundurus is doing. And the storm, if I remember, yeah, the storm is going to stop since Thundurus is no longer in the area. Instead, it's going to make way for regular rain, which can occur naturally on Route 7. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to head to Opelucid. Now, the way to locate Thundurus is a bit more aggravating than in other generations. What you have to do, you have to go to a toll booth, and you know those bulletin boards inside toll booth? They're going to tell you where there are massive storms. For example, here it's on Route 9, which is right here. So, as you can see, Thundurus doesn't appear to be there anywhere. So, let's head back to the toll booth, I guess, and see where it can be. Route 10, that's the one that's just north of Opelucid, so I'm gonna head there real quick. Hopefully it's still gonna be there by the time I get there, because they tend to migrate a lot. Route 9, are you kidding me? Well, I'm gonna try Route 10 anyway, just in case. Nope, not here. So I'm gonna head back to, is it still Route 9? Yep, it's still on Route 9, so I'm gonna head back there, and this is really frustrating, as you can tell. You cannot pinpoint their location exactly when you're on the route itself, as opposed to other. It's on Route 10 again! Boy, this is just getting pathetic. Come on, tell me it's somewhere else. Route 9, is it still there? Face me, you uber piece of shit! I imagine that when you exit the toll booth, it changes location since you did, so if I try this... Oh! It worked. It told me it was on Route 10, but I go out on Route 9 and it's there. So now I have to look for Thundurus inside tall grass, of course. But unfortunately, as is the case with runners in other games, yeah, you're gonna have to face some other wild Pokemon before you get to Thundurus itself. And with each battle, there's a chance that Thundurus is just gonna bail away because you're taking too much time to find it. So I'm really hoping that isn't the case here. Please let the rain still be there. Fuck! This is just... I'll get back to you once I find it, okay? Because I don't think you want to see me go through that again. Here we go, Route 9, and we still have some rain, and... This isn't a Thundurus. Either that, or it changed a lot since the last time I saw it, which was a few minutes ago, to be fair. Oh, come on, please let me face Thundurus! Please! Yes! Here we go! So, I chose Sigilif in order to attack it, since most of my other Pokemon would probably either kill it or do, well, not enough damage to it. So I'm going to try and do Psychic, which shouldn't kill it, considering that, well, its defenses aren't stellar, but they're still acceptable. So, now to put it to sleep. Found Thundurus again, once again on Route 9, so now I'm going to attempt to put it to sleep. I went with the Lilligant in the lead, because its sleep move is much more reliable than Sigilif, so 75% chance. Can I do it on the first try? Yes! So, now it's going to be the time for the usual sped-up montage of failures to catch a runner, and I'll see you guys when I do catch it. Thundurus finally decided to stay inside. That was actually a subpar legendary catch, especially by my standards, where you guys are used to seeing me, catch legendaries in 3 balls or less, but it doesn't matter. Finally caught Thundurus. So, before I call it a night, because yes, I'm doing this during nighttime in order to make dusk balls more effective, but yeah, before I call it a night, I'm just going to check the nature on that Thundurus, just to watch it be like modest or something really good, modest or timid or whatever, and I'm not planning on using it on my team, which would be the whole insult. So Rash, this one is... Oh, super! It's actually a really good nature, and I'm not planning on using this thing. Just great. Insult me, game, will ya? Well, whatever. See you tomorrow. Alright. I have less than 10 minutes of footage, and that doesn't make for a very long video, so there's something that I would like to do before uploading this to YouTube. If you go to Route 10 after beating the last gym and you cross this bridge, you're going to be interrupted by Sharon and Bianca as well. Now, don't worry, they're not going to be challenging you both at the same time. You're only going to have to deal with Sharon. And this is the last rival battle of the main story. We have had so many of these, especially early on. But This is the last one for the main story. We're going to be revisiting them in the post-game, of course. But for the main story, this is the last one. So, Sharon is going to open up with Unpheasant, I believe, yes? So that's why I decided to go with Excadrill, though I would have been prepared if it decided to open with something else as well. Oh, great. We're going to play that game, are we? So, we're going to nail it this time. Or not. See? This is why, people who say Rock Slide is so much better than Stone Edge because it has more accuracy, well, they're way off. Rock Slide still only has 90 accuracy, and here we go. Finally managed to nail it. So, what? That wasn't enough to kill it. Now watch. She's going to use Detect again. I guarantee. Here we go. I know how these things work. I've played Pokemon long enough. And the taunt even had the time to wear off in the time I took to take that thing down. So, Excadrill's Rock Slide is a 6-hit KO on Unpheasant. Just want you to let that sink in for a second. Anyway, Emboar being sent out means that I'm going to switch to Jellicent. I don't think it's going to be a one-hit KO either, to be perfectly honest with you, because Jellicent's attack power isn't the best out there, and Emboar has a lot of HP. So it's probably going to be, just short, just as I imagined. Assurance doesn't really do a whole lot because I haven't taken damage yet this turn. If that happens, Assurance's power, is doubled. So, Emboar is going to go down, and you may have noticed that that thing's got leftovers now. Of course, you can't take it because they changed it in Generation 5. You can't take held items from trainers anymore. I don't know why they didn't use the opportunity to make held items more widespread instead of having just a select few trainers use it. So, X-Scissor on Simisage, once again, probably not going to be enough, no. But I figured I'd give Virizion some of that easy experience because Sigilyph has had quite a bit in the gym, so I'm trying to keep my levels close, which is especially important considering the Pokemon League is about to come up. So I'm going to keep Virizion out there. It should manage to get the one-hit KO on Liepard since, well, Virizion's physical attack isn't the most amazing thing ever, especially since, well, doesn't matter. It's a one-hit KO, so there goes the last rival battle of the main story. So, these two are now going to blab my ears off about things, all the things that happened in the main story, but that's nothing we haven't heard before. I mean, you were there. You saw everything that's been said thus far in this game, so at least Sharon acknowledges that there's no way he can compete with me right now. How many battles did it take? 5? 6? I lost count near the beginning of the game. That's how many times we fought together. So Bianca's going to give me some max revives, which is pretty cool considering they're a rather rare item. They're not even sold in shops. You can buy herbs that act like max revives but lower your Pokemon's happiness, though you can buy them in stores. So if you want extra max revives, you're going to have to deal with the lowering of your Pokemon's happiness. Look at how I'm not even talking about what they're talking about right now, and I'm going to continue to do so since we appear to be nowhere near done. There's going to be a massive announcement on Tuesday, of course, everybody knows that. And it's probably going to mean that we're going to learn about it tomorrow night because of time zone shenanigans. But nonetheless, this is an international announcement, which has happened only once before in the entire history of Pokemon, and it was the announcement for Black and White 2. So, all I gotta say is, if this isn't related to Gen 6, then they are the most cruel and sadistic fucks on the face of the planet. My personal guess is that it's going to be a new Pokemon, presumably the one that's going to co-star alongside Genesect in movie 16. But, I love when he does that. It reminds me of how Link runs away from Saria near the beginning of Ocarina of Time. So, if you're done anytime soon, I can send us off properly. But anyway, This has been Slowflake, live from Route 10, and I will see you next time when I take on Victory Road.